beautiful chanting. We'll continue reading from the Nectarian Ocean of the Holy Name by His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. We are on the sixth part called Tips to Improve One's Chanting. And the title for today, the chapter for today is about the techniques of chanting. We saw so far in yesterday's was how humility plays an important role, respect and veneration, and now we have to be dependent on Krishna for chanting. Now let's get into the next topic about the techniques of chanting, and it is counting japa, about counting the japa. In the following passage from the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada explains how he instructs his disciples. In our Krishna conscious movement, we are teaching our followers to chant the Hare Krishna mantra continuously on beads. There you go. Even those who are not accustomed to this practice are advised to chant at least 16 rounds on their beads so that they may be trained. Otherwise, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended Tranadapi Sunechena Taror Api Saheshna Amanina Manadina Kirtanaya Sada Harihi. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Sadha means always. Haridas Thakur says, Nirantara Nama Laho, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without stopping. Srila Prabhupada explains that there are no limitations for the chanting of the holy name. These are Prabhupada's words. Even when you are walking, you can softly chant Hare Krishna, and even when you are on the bus going to somewhere, you can also chant. When you are working with your hands, you can also chant. And we are resting or going to take rest, you can also chant. Even in your toilet room, while taking bath, you can also chant. In this way, there is no limitation or restriction for chanting this holy name of God, Krishna, and his energy, Hara. In doing this business, there is no loss, but there is very great gain, which is transcendental realization. So here the point here is going back to one of the questions by Gopal Prabhu and his friend. It's very clearly said here by Prabhupada that chanting on beats is very important. 16 rounds minimum must be chanted on the beats. And the second point is we can chant without any restriction wherever we want. But understand that the chanting of beads cannot be applied into bathrooms, right? That we have to use our intelligence to understand what Prabhupada is trying to say is verbally we can chant, mentally we can chant anywhere. But in certain places, we have to be careful not to contaminate our chanting by using the tulasi beads in those areas. Is not good. So we try to finish our minimum rounds, and then extra, whatever we want to chant, we can chant even without beads. Okay, now let me continue. However, it is also to chant a certain number of rounds on beads, since this will help one's concentration greatly. In order to count the number of holy names properly, one can make one's own meditation string called japamala by stringing the beads best from tulasi or neem wood on a cotton thread and tying a knot between each of them. If one is more inclined to use a ready-made japamala, one can obtain one from the nearest temple. There are 108 beads plus one additional slightly bigger one which marks the beginning and end of each round. It is called Krishna or Meru and should not be crossed over when counting the mantras. Rather, one reverses the direction of counting after having finished one round. on one side between the eighth and the ninth bead, starting from the Meru bead, a short plaited thread should be fastened to mark the first eight beads. They represent the eight main gopis. After having strung the beads, one can perform Mala Samskara, a purifying ceremony by washing the Japamala in Panchagavya. This is a mixture of five products from the cow, namely milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and cow urine. Afterwards, the mala should be offered to the deities. Gaudiya Vaishnavas hold the mala between the thumb and middle finger of the right hand. One should avoid touching the string with the left hand or with the right index finger. The japamala and the right hand should be placed in the bead bag. One should prevent the mala from slipping off the fingers and falling down, which is mostly the consequence of inattention and sleepiness. On each bead, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanted completely, and then the fingers proceed to the next bead. In this way, one round consisting of 108 Mahamantra is completed. Devotees of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, have made the vow to chant at least 16 rounds daily on the japa mala. Srila Prabhupada explains in several cases. Now, Prabhupada's words: if one cannot complete the fixed number of rounds he is assigned, he should be considered to be in a diseased condition of spiritual life. Everyone should strictly follow, this is again Prabhupada's words, everyone should strictly follow the regulations of 16 rounds daily. If one is busy for other Krishna conscious activities and cannot fulfill the regular routine of chanting, he must compensate it the next day, curtailing his activities in the matter of sleeping or eating or any other sense gratificatory process. The 16 rounds is just a minimum I set, this is Prabhupada saying. The 16 rounds is just a minimum I set for my disciples, so they will chant at least that much. Actually, chanting should always be going on. That ends Prabhupada's purport. Now Maharaj continues. Since chanting of the holy names offer direct association of the Lord, one should wear a clean and suitable dress. Since chanting of the holy name offers direct association of the Lord, one should wear a clean and suitable dress. One should carry a kanthimala around the neck and Vaishnava tilak on the body, and the bead bag should be washed regularly. Last paragraph. The japamala should always be treated respectfully and kept clean. The beads should not be touched with unclean hands, that is, with hands which have not been washed after eating or after going to toilet. If the mala had accidentally not been treated properly, it should be put respectfully to the forehead to ask for forgiveness. What's coming next is the bodily posture, place, and time. We'll do that tomorrow. But the point here is we have to chant 16 rounds on the beads without fail daily. Exceptional cases are the one where you're not able to do, then you do the next day, Prabhupada says. But the best thing is to somehow or the other finish it on the same day would be the best thing. Now also having the japa beads and the bag that we carry in a clean place. We just, sometimes I see that people chant and then when they go for something, they get up and go to do something. They just keep the bag right on where they sat and then walk on the sofa or wherever they sit. They just keep it right there and then go. It's very disrespectful for the chanting bag, chanting beads. You can't just place it where you sat. It's not a nice thing to do. And I also seen, and this is all practically I've seen, people just leaving the chanting bag right on the bed. right? Where you sleep, you keep it right there. And then come back and again continue. This is all after taking back, by the way. So this is all not nice. It's very clearly said, since chanting of the holy name offers direct association of the Lord, please listen, one should never wear one should wear a clean and suitable dress. So it's very obvious that when you can only wear a clean and suitable dress for getting ready to chanting, that means you must have taken bath. It's quite obvious. No one is going to change into a new dress right from the bed. So you get up in the morning, take shower, clean yourself, whatever you need to do, and put a nice dress. And with respect, you take the chanting bag and bead and start chanting, right? And then again, having this chanting bag like this. Sometimes people, you ask why this finger is pointing outside, not inside, so that you can, clean your ears, clean your nose, and scratch yourself. That's not the idea of why this finger is outside. That people should not do all those things. If you want to do any of those things, you have to do what you need to do. Keep the bag separately, wash your hand, come back, and then do it. One may Sometimes people who are in a higher consciousness, in a bigger bhava, they think this is all fanatism. What is important is chanting. Why we are getting into all this? You have to take shower, you have to do this one, you should not do that one, you have to wash after. This is how we express our respect to the chanting, right? We have to show our respect in these ways, which is what's been told by acharyas and Shastra, to be clean ourselves. If we're not able to be clean externally, then we cannot really become clean internally. The cleanliness starts from external thing, then it goes internal. Um, so we have to start doing these things. Okay. Well, we have 3 more minutes. I'll open up for any discussions or sharings. Thank you.
Yes,
Anyone? Yes, Prabhu.
yeah, I had a question. Prabhu, apart from our minimum rounds, when we are doing extra rounds, if we tend to be little bit inattentive because we are doing other stuffs. So does that impact our actual minimum quality of rounds? The quality of our minimum rounds also, will it be considered as a nam aparad if we are inattentive over extra rounds?
No, it is. I mean, your past 16 rounds, you're focused. That means you're practicing to be attentive without offensive, right? Then, out of your own desire, inclination to wanting to chant more, you're chanting extra rounds, right? Eventually, what you practice earlier will help you later for the additional rounds, right? So that doesn't come into that part, because you're chanting out of, while you're doing, taking shower, or singing kirtan, or cooking, you're doing something. There are so many other activities are going on, right? So those things are not necessarily falls into this particular category. Hmm? But at the same time, we should not, after 16 rounds, we should not start chanting and thinking offensive about devotees. That is also not good. We have to be practical. Our thought may not offensive, but my thought may run here and there,
Yeah.
which is fine at that point, because you're practicing earlier to concentrate and focus and meditate on chanting name. Now you're using the rest of the time to just simply vibrate holy name of Krishna out of your love. That's it.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I don't have any question. Just I remember something I wanted to share. One of knowing people came to know they were in Sedat race, so they asked me, anybody knows in Sedat race? Then I said, yeah, Narayan Prabhu, one of our family friend. Yeah, we know him. So then immediately she asked, is his right hand okay? I said, why are you asking like that? No, whenever I see he'll go for walk and he'll banded something in the bag in right hand, I always saw that. Then I said, no, it is a chanting bag. He must be chanting.
Yes. Funny. Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice point.
Interesting. I was remembering. So,
Anyone else? Anything? Okay. If not, we'll meet again tomorrow. I think Tomorrow is going to be a sharing of devotees. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I leave to Shanta Mataji, and I'm eagerly waiting to hear from whoever is going to present. Whatever they are presenting is fine. I don't know if it's tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll see. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Remember Krishna. Always chant Krishna's name, and we'll meet tomorrow at 5 a.m. Central. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Prabhu, maybe I haven't announced, so maybe we can do Sunday, Prabhu. So tomorrow we'll continue our Sunday.
Yeah, if tomorrow we are going to continue, that's fine. Maybe I can speak something of
Yeah.
any question that's not been answered by me or anything, which I prolong.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.